Doesn't this look so beautiful? So this is my homemade version, and here we have Chipotle. What do you think? Hey guys, I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're making a Chipotle burrito. Now, I have been obsessed with Chipotle forever, but of course, living a low carb lifestyle, we can't do that. So I always have to revert to salads. So the fact that we are making a homemade burrito bowl that is low carb and keto friendly is just gonna take this to the next level. All right guys, so of course Chipotle, one of the things that they are known for is their chicken. It's probably the thing that I order the most. Sometimes I kind of mess around with the barbacoa, but for the most part, I'm always ordering chicken. It's well seasoned. We're about to make it right now. I have a pound of chicken breast. I already diced it up. As you can see, they're nice and small. I'm trying to like really just do a dupe, resemble Chipotle chicken. So we're gonna start off with our seasonings. So we have our cumin, chili powder, paprika, a good amount because I like to over season my chicken just because it adds to all that flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and just toss it right in. And it's not gonna be extra salty because none of those seasonings actually have salt. We are gonna add the salt in, but you know, it just adds to that flavor. So just always know that as long as you don't have the salt in it, you can't really like over season your meat. Maybe you can, but you know what I mean. So now we have fresh squeezed lemon juice. And we have fresh garlic. So you can use garlic powder, but fresh garlic, guys, it just hits different, okay? So we're gonna use some fresh garlic. And we are gonna do a little salt and pepper to taste. And our salt. So I love using my seasonings that are salt-free because I can control the salt. I don't know if you guys notice sometimes when you do have seasonings that already have salt in them, you can't over season them because then it'll be like super salty. So this way, my meat is gonna be super flavorful and then I control the salt. So we're just gonna do a little salt and we are gonna add a little bit of avocado oil, and this is just gonna help all the seasonings stick to the chicken. And I almost forgot some oregano. We're just gonna do some oregano, just do like a little 1/4 teaspoon. And that's going to bring it all together. So now give it a toss. And you will see this come together. Look at that. You know that is nice and flavorful. Okay, so our chicken is nicely seasoned. I'm gonna set it aside just to kind of let everything marinate for a few minutes while we get started on our tortilla. So we're making a low carb tortilla. There are different variations that you can make. I'm gonna show you what I like to do. It's high in protein, super, super low in carbs, and obviously nutritious. So let's go ahead and get started on that and set this aside. Okay, and then we have our baking sheet that is lined with parchment paper, and this is where we're making our tortilla, okay? And remember, we need a big one for these burritos because the Chipotle burritos are nice and fat. So we're gonna make a nice thick burrito right now. So for our tortilla wrap, you're gonna use 4 whole eggs. I'm just gonna show you, we're gonna put everything right into our little bowl. I have a recipe that's similar to this that's used just egg whites, and I'll leave that recipe linked in the description below. It's actually a great recipe to make like low carb sandwiches, wraps, like lunches basically. But this one here, we are using the whole egg. Because it is gonna be like a nice thick burrito, I want it to be like, I want the consistency to be like very sturdy. So we're actually using the entire egg, and you're gonna see. We're about to transform this into our wrap, so get ready. Okay, and our last egg. Beautiful. Now we are going to season it with a little salt and pepper to taste. This is optional, but it's gonna add a little bit of, you know, flavor to our wrap. We have our almond flour. And now we're just gonna whisk. And we're gonna add a little bit of water. And we're adding a little bit of water just to thin it out a little because you don't want your wrap to be like really dense. It's just gonna be the perfect consistency. And make sure that your oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Our oven is hot. Our eggs are nice and frothy. Now, I did run out of my avocado oil spray, but usually things don't stick with parchment. I'm still gonna just kind of drizzle a little bit of avocado oil. Just drizzle. And we're just gonna pour this right in. Okay, we're gonna spread it because remember, we need it to be big. Okay, so right now I'm just trying to even it out, making sure that, you know, it's spread throughout our parchment. Now, once we get it into the oven, we're gonna bake it for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna show you exactly what it should look like so that when you make it, you know when to pull it out. Okay, so it's pretty even at this point. We're gonna go ahead and check it in about 8 minutes. Okay, so we just pulled these little guys out of the microwave. It's just rice cauliflower. Grab them from my local store. Now, you don't have to, like it's not a must that you microwave these, but I do know that it helps because these hold a lot of moisture. There's a lot of water inside of cauliflower. And if you put that straight into your pan, then you're gonna have to cook out the water. So this kind of just speeds up the process. So we need a kitchen towel. I'm gonna show you. And I only put these for 3 minutes because I don't want it to be super, super boiling hot. If you can handle the heat, then do it for like 4 or 5 minutes. But this is why. You don't want all that water. It will literally you'll have to cook it all out. So this way, it just really, really lends for a fluffy cauli rice. And that's what we want, you know, you don't want mushy. Perfect. We're gonna do that to both, and then we're gonna move over to the stove, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna make the cilantro rice from Chipotle, but we're gonna make it low carb. So we're gonna do a medium-high heat for our rice. Okay, adding our avocado oil. I'm gonna toss in our rice. This is obviously our cauliflower. We're gonna give it a good little mix right now. There's still a tiny bit of moisture, so obviously it is still going to like evaporate in here, but most of it, like I feel like 90% of it is done, which is what you want because you'll see it just gets nice and fluffy. Yes, look at that. It's just, okay, so our rice is already nice and fluffy, perfection. We're gonna do a little bit of salt. And this is just kind of salt and pepper to taste. Then once you taste it, if it needs a little more, you can add it. And we're gonna add in our fresh squeezed lime juice. Our cilantro. Just some fresh cilantro. You are gonna top it so you can save a little bit of the cilantro for the end. Okay, rice is set aside. We're gonna use our same pot because I don't like doing dishes. And we are gonna go at I would say a medium to high heat, a little higher, just so that so it doesn't take long, because veggies usually take a little longer to cook. And let's go ahead and throw in our avocado oil. So I have our onion. I love onion. If I could add more onion, I would, but this was the last of it. And then I did red bell pepper and green. So that's all we need. Let's go ahead and toss them in. Love the colors, gorgeous. Add a little salt and pepper. And if you want spice, you can even add a little jalapeno in here, but we're keeping it traditional to the way Chipotle makes them, and this is how they stir fry their veggies, so. All right, guys, I'm working on my muscles here. I honestly don't know how chefs do this because these pots are so heavy, and I feel like I need like a lighter pan. Ugh. But it's all for the muscle. All right, these are almost done. I love extra veggies. I am definitely that girl that is like, can I have more veggies? Can I have a little bit more? All right, veggies are all done. This is perfect. They're still al dente. They're gonna continue cooking because of the heat. So we're just gonna set that aside and we're gonna go ahead and get started on our chicken. So we're pretty much almost there. Rice is done. Veggies are sauteed, and now let's go ahead and get this Chipotle chicken cooked. Look at this. Now it's been marinating too for at least a good 15 minutes. So the flavors are really, really gonna be soaked into that chicken. Okay, so our oil is nice and hot. Let's go ahead and toss in our chicken. Beautiful. Since we diced the chicken up so small, it's only gonna take like 3 to 5 minutes to cook, to fully cook. So it's just fast. Love it. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes, and as you can tell, this is pretty much almost all the way cooked through. Probably gonna cook it for about 1 more minute just to be sure. I wanted to kind of get like a little char on it, but this is done and it smells amazing. Okay, so our rice, our veggies, and our chicken is all done. Very quickly, we're gonna make our Pico De Gallo, which is Chipotle's mild salsa. And we're just gonna toss everything right into our bowl. Super, super quick and simple. We're gonna start off with our tomato. So just gonna toss tomato. And of course, I've already chopped everything up. Our onion. We are adding some jalapeno, our cilantro, and our fresh squeezed lime juice. And a little salt, a little bit of pepper, and just to bring it all together, we're gonna use a little bit of oil. That just kind of brings our little salsa all together. And let's give it a toss. And Chipotle has a very, very simple guacamole. So we have beautiful avocados, our red onion, and cilantro. So I'm just using a serving fork to mash our avocados. Now, I'm still gonna leave it nice and chunky. I don't want it to be like really, really smooth because I like the chunk in it. So we're gonna go ahead and add in the rest of our ingredients. We have our red onion. And then we have our cilantro. Some fresh squeezed lime juice, just half. And then we have our salt. And let's go ahead and mix it up. Now we're gonna go ahead and assemble our burrito. I'm gonna get a good piece of aluminum foil and we're gonna lay our wrap over this. So, this is our wrap that we baked. I'm gonna show you. You can see how sturdy it is. It's nice and sturdy. So we're gonna start off with our cilantro lime rice. Okay, so I'm putting all the ingredients towards one side because if you put it in the middle, it's gonna just be a little harder to roll. So if we put it on one side, then it'll be easy for us to roll it. Now our veggies. Now we have our Chipotle chicken. And we definitely have to have extra meat. Okay, then we have our mild salsa. And of course, we have to have our guac. Can't have Chipotle without guac. And I have a dairy-free sour cream that we are going to top this little bad boy with. Okay, so we're gonna fold it over. So you can use the aluminum to help you roll, and we're just gonna go ahead and roll it over. Okay, so now that it's all folded, of course we're using a wrap, so it's not a normal regular tortilla. If it was, you would have of course folded the edges in and then rolled it like a perfect burrito. But we have to kind of work with what we have. And in this case, what we're going to do, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it. Look at how big that is. Oh my gosh, super excited. Okay, and we are going to fold the edges in, and this is where you can make it tighter, just to make sure that it's nice and tight, and roll. There it is. And now we can go ahead and cut in half and take a look at the inside. Okay, so I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. It's nice and tight. I try to make it as tight as possible because of course we're not using a regular tortilla, but we're gonna go ahead and cut it. We're cutting our homemade version and then we're gonna compare it to the Chipotles. All right, so let's go ahead and, okay, let's see. Wow, look at that. Guys, look at how beautiful this turned out. This is our homemade Chipotle burrito. That's obviously low in carbs. So this is my homemade version, and here we have Chipotle. What do you think? So now we're gonna go in for the taste test. I already have mine set aside right here because I had to take down the aluminum, and let's go. all the flavor. Okay, the wrap, you can't even tell it's not a tortilla. It has the texture, all the flavor. Guys, when I tell you that this tastes like an authentic Chipotle burrito, no lie. The only thing I used to love getting was the corn. But of course, if you're living a low carb lifestyle, you're not gonna, you're just gonna omit it. If you're not low carb, then add the corn and it's gonna be like 1000%. So let me know if you'd wanna see either carnitas or barbacoa, because I'm thinking we can make a bowl or even another burrito, but comment down below and let me know which one you'd like to see. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the recipe down in the description below. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button and don't forget to share not only this recipe, but the channel overall with friends and family that are living a low carb lifestyle or that would just absolutely love a healthier and low carb version of the Chipotle burrito. Guys, it's so amazing. I cannot wait for you to try it. You're gonna absolutely love it. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.